Imagine standing in a grocery store, holding a bag of food that cost one price last month and a much higher price today. You blink, thinking you misread the label, but no, everyone around you looks confused too. The air feels tight, the lights hum louder. It feels like the ground under the economy is moving. Now picture the same moment, same shock, but in the 1970s. Different clothes, different music, same problem. Things suddenly cost a lot more. So here's the strange question. How can two different decades feel so alike in pain, but so different in cause? And if the 1970s and teach us anything about today, it's what these rising prices might mean for us next. To understand how we got here, we need to rewind. The 1970s were a time when prices rose fast for years. People waited in long gas lines. Workers demanded higher pay just to keep up. Everyday life felt heavier. This long rise in prices had a name: inflation. Inflation means things cost more than before. Fast forward to 2021 to 2023. Prices jumped again. Not for the same reasons, but the feeling was familiar. A simple grocery run became a game of guessing which item got more expensive this week. People who lived through the 70s felt a strange déjà vu. Younger people felt a new kind of shock. But here's the key difference. In the 1970s, the pain came slowly, like a pot heating on a stove. In the 2020s, it was like someone flipped a switch. So what actually makes this machine run? Let's crack open the engine. Think of the economy as a big kitchen. Prices are the heat, money is the fuel, and millions of people are the cooks, each trying to make their dish. In the 1970s, a few big things poured too much fuel into that kitchen. One was an oil shock. An oil shock is when the price of oil jumps fast. In 1973, the group of oil-producing countries in the Middle East, called OPEC, suddenly cut off the supply to the United States. This was a political move during a major conflict, used as pressure against the US. Suddenly, the fuel that powered the entire American kitchen, the fuel for trucks, factories, and gas tanks, dropped sharply. This is where we get those famous images of cars lined up for blocks, waiting for gas that might run out before they got to the pump. Signs on gas station pumps that didn't say the price, they just said, "Sorry." Since oil makes almost everything, a jump in oil prices makes almost everything more expensive. It's like turning the stove up under every pot at once. At the same time, the government was trying to keep people working by using more money. This can help in the short run, but if it keeps going, it pushes prices up. So the heat kept rising. Now jump to 2021 to 2023. The kitchen looked very different. The world had just gone through lockdowns. Factories stopped. Ships waited at ports. Workers stayed home. When COVID-19 shut the world down, it broke the supply chain, the long global path our stuff takes to get to us. A factory in Asia shut down. Then there weren't enough shipping containers to move the goods. Then those containers got stuck on ships waiting outside ports, like a massive traffic jam on the ocean. When things reopened, everyone wanted the same goods at the same time, but the supply wasn't ready. Supply means the things we can actually make. Demand means what people want to buy. At the same time, we were all stuck at home, but we had money, from savings, from government help. We stopped spending on haircuts and concerts and started buying things. Laptops, exercise bikes, new furniture. The demand for things exploded, crashing into a supply system that was already broken. It's like two nanny cooks grabbing the same pot. Add in very low interest rates, the cost of borrowing money, and you get even more buying pressure. This setup works fine, until something snaps. And then the first hairline fracture appears. In the 1970s, The fracture was trust. People stopped believing prices would calm down, so they acted fast, buying now, paying more, and pushing prices even higher. The air in stores felt tense. Paychecks didn't stretch far. In the 2020s, the fracture was speed. Prices jumped faster than anyone expected. Families felt squeezed. Some companies raised prices because their costs went up. Others raised prices because everyone else was doing it. And just like the 70s, once fear sets in, it spreads. It doesn't stay in one aisle. It moves through rent, groceries, cars, everything. Now the ripples hit the shore. The 1970s ended only when the central bank, the group that sets the cost of borrowing money, did something drastic. The man who had to fix it was named Paul Volcker, the head of the central bank. He did the only thing he could. He raised interest rates to a painful 20%. This made borrowing money extremely expensive, and it pushed the economy into a very hard slowdown that many people felt. It was like taking the keys from everyone in the kitchen and locking the door. The pain was immense, but it finally broke the fever. In 2022, our current central bank head, Jerome Powell, faced the same problem. He didn't go to 20%, but he started raising rates faster than we'd seen in decades. He was using a similar plan to Volcker, trying to cool the kitchen down. People felt the squeeze in mortgages, rent, car loans, everyday life again. In the 1970s, high oil prices and years of easy money slowly cooked the economy. In the 2020s, lockdowns, supply problems, and fast demand pushed prices up much quicker. Different triggers, same pressure on families. Both eras show the same pattern. Inflation is not just numbers, it's pressure in the air. It changes choices, it changes moods, it changes the whole decades. So what do we take from this? The uncomfortable lesson is simple. Inflation hits hardest when life is already stressed. And while the causes may be different across decades, the human fear is the same. When prices rise faster than pay, the world feels unfair. That shared experience of sticker shock is what connects these two decades. If this video helped you understand why we're feeling this, hit the like button and maybe share it with someone who's also wondering what's going on. I really want to hear your story. What's the one price jump that made you stop and stare? Or if you remember the 70s, how does this feel in comparison? Drop your story in the comments below. Because history also shows something hopeful. Inflation can fall. The heat can cool. The kitchen can return to normal. It just takes time, patience, and steady decisions.